Hello, folks. Welcome to Club Passim tonight. Tonight is our monthly Discovery series. For those of you who are familiar with our Discovery series, we're actually hijacking it a bit this month. This is also our Iguana Music Fund Showcase night. So welcome, thank you for coming. I want to tell you just a little bit about Passim, and then I'll get into what the Iguana Fund is and some of the acts that you're going to be seeing tonight. So, Passim, we're a nonprofit organization, and we've been operating as a venue in Harvard Square for over 60 years, and we have been a nonprofit for over 25 of those years. As part of Passim, we have a venue, the club, that's in our cozy little basement in Harvard Square. And that club has been shut down for in-person shows since last March. And we have been bringing you all of our programming online here. So in addition to those shows that we would normally be having in the club that we're able to bring you online, we've also been able to have some shows that we wouldn't be able to have in the club. Folks who live too far away or are in weird time zones and or don't have to deal with visa issues to be able to play the club. We've been bringing you some new artists, some new music in this past year as well. In addition to those streaming shows, we also have a school of music that we have moved online. We have classes and workshops, kind of long form and some short form things, mostly taught by artists that also perform on our stage. So if you're interested in taking some classes, checking out our workshops, you can go to passim.org/classes. Tonight is actually the first night of our new semester. So it's not too late to sign up. We're going to be starting a whole series of classes every day this week. So if you check out the classes page and see something you like, you can still sign up. There's a workshop coming up soon that I am very excited for with Marielle Vandersteel. She's going to do another Scandinavian fiddle class that I can't wait for those. I love doing those every time. Also, so in addition to our classes, we have 2 grant programs as part of Passim. One of them we started last spring in response to the world shutting down, and especially our industry shutting down. We really wanted to be able to help support our artists through this time. We didn't know how long everyone was going to be out of work, out of gigs, out of teaching, things like that. And so we started the Passim Emergency Artist Relief Fund, and that we raised $160,000, and we've distributed that to artists who have played Passim so that they could continue to make ends meet. Those were purely for living expenses, just so that people could hopefully still make a living as artists. But what tonight is about is our long-running grant program called the Iguana Music Fund. And if you go to passim.org/iguana, you can donate to support the show tonight, support the whole Iguana Music Fund. We're suggesting a $10 donation for the show tonight, but everything that we receive tonight is going to go right back into that Iguana Music Fund and to help us give out more grants this fall. So please do donate if you're able. Everything helps, and if you can give more, that's fantastic. As an incentive for donating more tonight, we actually have, I didn't bring my props. Oh no. Well, we have Passim face masks. They're lovely black face masks, double thickness, so you can put the little filter in between there with the white Passim logo across the front. We have just a few of those left, just a handful. Oh, and my model has arrived. The wonderful Passim face mask here, modeled by Matt Smith. We have just a few of these left. We didn't sell them at all. They were just as donation incentives. And this might be your last chance to get one. So if you would like to receive a Passim face mask, if you donate at least $50 to the Iguana Music Fund tonight, we will get your info and we will send you one of these limited edition face masks. So if you're interested, donate now. But a bit more about the Iguana Music Fund. It's a program that I've been helping to administrate for the last several years, and it is truly my favorite part of Passim. I feel like it really embodies what we do here and how we try to support the community around us. If you go to the passim.org/iguana, you can see all of the artists, all of the projects, all of the bands that have received funding from the Iguana Fund since 2008. We've been running this program for 13 years now, And we have given out over, let me check because it's such a big number, I forget it. We have given out a total of $473,000 in small increments. So the grants we give out are anywhere from $500 to $2,000. And every year we give out a batch of about 20 to 25 to New England-based artists. And tonight we want to show off some of those artists that received grants this past winter. So we are going to have 5 different acts for you tonight. Up in a bit, we're going to be hearing from Maddie Whitler, Nate Nix, Mari Campbell, and Home Despot. But first, we are going to kick things off with Gabriella Simpkins. Hey, Gabriella. Oh, sorry, Matt. I got excited.
Hi.
Hi, Gabriella.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so you are coming to us from out on the Cape, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Now, Gabriella is someone who we at Passim first saw because she started coming to our virtual open mics. And after she found out about us through the open mics, she applied for the Iguana Fund last fall. Can you tell us a bit about what you applied for?
I applied to upgrade my recording and streaming equipment. As a college student, streaming is probably going to be my main mode of getting performances out because I can't really travel too much, and also because of COVID. And it's been a dream of mine to record an album from home. So I applied to do so, and I'm so grateful to have received a grant. This microphone I bought with my grant, and I got a PA and some instrument microphones and things like that to be able to support that project. And it turned out to be even more of a blessing than I knew it was going to be. I recently got a paid position to play outdoors regularly this summer, and had I not had a PA system, I wouldn't be able to do it. So yeah, it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Amazing. Yeah, there were a lot of projects this year that had to do with getting streaming equipment, of course, and kind of home recording equipment. Did you have any experience with recording yourself or kind of mixing your own sound, or is that stuff that you're still figuring out?
I still have it. A desktop USB microphone that I've used to record demos and things. Like if I have a song that I want to give to my friends to play as a group, I'll record the demo, mix it a little bit, and send it out. But having this equipment is going to expedite that process so much.
Mm-hmm. So the music you've been working on, has it been mostly solo, or are you tracking with other folks, having them send in pieces?
For right now, the project is solo, because I play flute and a bunch of other things, so I have lots of ideas. No idea when it would come out, but I'm working on stuff. I'm probably going to begin pre-production this summer. But yeah, for right now, it's solo. I have a lot of friends who I love to play music with, so I might give them a call. Fun fact, I soundproofed my room, so now I could have like a real studio.
Awesome. And so you don't have to like sit in a closet surrounded by clothes to get the right sound.
Oh, the closet's still open too.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I've got panels and things for the wall. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Well, folks, I will be back with you in a few minutes to tell you more about the Iguana Fund and the other acts that we have coming to you tonight. But right now, I'm going to leave you for a few songs with Gabriella Simpkins.
Okay, here I go. Thought you might be here in May, in time to watch this storm dissipate. Brighter mornings and later eves cast a light on these fallen leaves. I couldn't be bothered with a liar's promises. Perhaps it's because we didn't seal them with a kiss. But with or without you, I will not believe a word. No, I couldn't tell you all the times I thought I heard it. You told me you could be my muse, with feet so cold they would turn in blue. Figured socks would have warmed you up, but my gifts never were enough. I couldn't be bothered with a liar's promises. Perhaps it's because we didn't seal them with a kiss. But with or without you, I will not believe a word. No, I couldn't tell you all the times I thought I heard it. Ooh. No, I can't be bothered with a never-ending show. Don't wanna be smothered by the weight of history's woe. With or without you, I'll be soaring on a cloud. Promise me that you'll leave her better than you found her. And as the sun sets on this show, upset about how the story goes, trivialized in another verse. But I guess things could be much worse, 'cause I couldn't be bothered with a liar's promises. Perhaps it's because we didn't seal them with a kiss. But with or without you, I will not believe a word. No, I couldn't tell you all the times I thought I heard it. That song's almost 2 years old. It's wild. Yeah. Once I get really going on recording, this summer, that will be one of the songs that gets recorded. It's gonna sound so much better with more instruments, though. That's the only downside to playing solo, is that you can hear all of the beautiful things with like a whole orchestra happening in your head, but the crowd can't experience that with you. But that's okay. One day, when the world opens up again, and I'm not bogged down with music school. So this next song won a songwriting contest last week. I was really, really happy about that. So this one might get recorded soon as well. Dreams, brutal and comforting, dreams, hopelessly bargaining, staying awake just to have some reprieve, postpone the yearning and keep her from searching for peace. desolate, resolute, strive, unaware of the truth, trying so hard to preserve what remains, feeling a fool as I run out of cool things to say. This was such a pretty thing. Caught under weight of an omen fulfilled. If I were drunk on the moon, could such heaviness loom over still? Wondering how you've been. Still hoping for providence. I'm finding the best tales are hardest to din, torn into halves over how I can't laugh about this. This was such a pretty thing. Dreams, dreaming of a pretty thing. Let me take a look at the comments. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. So I've got one more song. This song is probably one of my more recent favorites, if not one of my favorite song of my collection. It's called Rest Stop. I've never been so tired. May as well have had a drink. But I'd hold my eyelids up with tape to take it in the front seat of your car, talking over radio. Someone I barely knew at all, but known too long. I'm learning how to drive. Ride on red, avoid lead feet. But I stop before the rotary. Too scared to go. You had laughed at my attempt to guide us rightly around the bend, where you took your eyes off of the street and turned to me. If I had seen the future, I would have led us astray. We bet so much on future that we have no coins today. I was oil on the road. You were water from the sky. Only a problem when it rains, and it would pour. Maybe one day you will find someone who's more composed, someone so in love with you it seems I was a rest stop. All right. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Gabriella. And congratulations on your songwriting contest win.
Thank you.
Awesome. So you don't have anything recorded now for the people, right?
I don't. I mean, so there is a thing that I have been sitting on, but school took over my life, and so it's not as done as I would like it to be. But there is something in the lab.
in the works. So folks, we dropped Gabriella's link tree in the chat if you'd like to go follow her, find out when this new thing will be released. You can do that over there. She's also got a couple videos over there that you can check out as well. I highly recommend following her. Just in the last year, I feel like we've seen her grow so much through the open mic and through like a Folk Alliance showcase that she did with us. So so glad to have you here, Gabriella.
So happy to be here.
Awesome. We will get you in person in the club as soon as we can.
Well, I'll be in Salem next fall for school. I'm only a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Perfect. It's going to happen. Thanks, Gabriella.
All right. See you soon.
Oh, lovely. What a lovely way to start the night. Before we move on to our next act for tonight, I want to tell you just a little bit more about the Iguana Fund. So as I said, we've been running this since 2008, and for the last 13 years, we have had a couple incredible anonymous donors continue to support the Iguana Fund. They're the reason that Passim was able to start the Iguana Fund, and also the reason that we've been able to continue it year after year. So a huge thanks goes out to them. And also thanks to all of our members, all of our supporters of Passim, because you help us do things like help us keep the application fee zero. It is free to apply for the Iguana Fund, and it always will be. And that is because of your support as well. So if you are able to, you can go to passim.org/iguana. We're suggesting a $10 donation for tonight's show. Everything tonight is going to go right back into the fund and go towards the grants that we will be giving out later this year. So the application process for the Iguana Fund is open every September, so September 1st through mid-October. And if you go to this Iguana page right here, you'll be able to see when applications open. You can tell your friends if you have friends who are artists based in New England, or if you yourself are a New England-based artist. It is open to everyone to apply as long as you are someone, making music and you have a project that will advance your career. We're really focusing on folks who have a great idea for a project already, but they just need a little more financial help to get it out the door. So some of the projects that we've seen in the past have been repairing tour vans, helping with some community programs, such as like a community open mic, making that free and accessible to everyone, helping to repair road-beaten instruments, helping to get custom instruments for folks who play slightly stranger things, scholarships to music camps such as Miles of Music, or to songwriting retreats such as the Sub Rosa Songwriting Retreat, both on 3 Mile Island and Lake Winnipesaukee. This year, the focus shifted a lot on projects that were able to be done from quarantine. Even when we were accepting applications for this last fall, we still didn't know how long things were going to last, how much longer it was going to be before folks could get back to normal gigging, or what normal gigging is even going to look like now. We still don't know. And so a lot of the project requests that we received were for streaming equipment, such as Gabriella asked for, making solo albums, learning to become engineers themselves so that the artists could work on their own projects in many different ways, not just in performing, but also in being able to make a complete finished product from all of their works. So even though the world kind of shut down, as Iguana, we were still able to support people through these new projects that they suddenly had to figure out what to do for a year in their lives. So up next, we have an artist who is a longtime friend of Passim, has been playing our stage for many years, and I know her as a real collaborative bluegrass musician, but she applied for a solo project, and so I'm excited to hear a couple of her songs tonight. Please welcome Maddie Whitler.
Hi.
Hey, Maddie.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. So I of course know you from Lonely Heartstring Band, and lately you have been touring full time. Lately, I say lately.
Yeah.
As lately as you can get. You've been touring full time with Della Mae. So why did you apply for a solo project?
Well, the quarantine happened, and I've been on my own for the entire quarantine. I had some roommates in New York at the beginning of quarantine who all left and went home, so I spent the first few months there, and then I moved to my little studio here in Portland, Maine. And that's relevant because there's only so much like practicing the mandolin I can do, and or practicing any instrument for that matter. I play a lot of different instruments and have done a lot of practicing on them, but what really stimulates me and gets me interested is thinking about the big picture and thinking about songs and music as kind of a whole thing. So towards the end of last year, I started writing some songs, and I think mostly what I enjoyed about it was that I would write them and then get to kind of produce them and, play around with just adding tracks in GarageBand and playing all these different instruments and seeing what kind of crazy arrangements I could come up with. And eventually just those accumulated, and I was like, well, I guess I should put these together and make a little record. So I think it's something I've always wanted to do, and I've always loved songs, and I always feel like what I do on my instrument, the thing I'm most interested in is always supporting songs and singers. And so I had no one else but myself to support in this time. So that's kind of how this came about.
And where are you in the project right now? What stage of the process?
Yeah. So it's recorded. Yeah, it's totally recorded. I kind of like made the album in like demo form just here in my little studio and figured out all the arrangements. And then me and my good friend Mike Robinson, Mike plays pedal steel with Railroad Earth and lately is touring and playing guitar and whatever else with Sarah DeRose. And he's a long time, one of my closest friends in the whole world, and he's a great engineer. And so he and I went up to Vermont for 9 days, and some dear friends of mine have a beautiful house there that was really secluded, and I had stayed at before and thought this would be a great studio, and we just set up there, and I just kind of cycled through and played a whole bunch of different instruments. I played bass and acoustic and electric guitars and many layers of mandolins and some layers of fiddles and then singing. And the singing, it feels like is the thing that like I'm the least adept at and practiced at. So it's been an interesting experience.
Yeah. And so even when things get more back to normal, when you're out touring with bands again, is this a style of creation that you're going to stick with? Kind of like this solo layering, playing with yourself kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm trying, I think I'm trying to not put too many expectations into what this album is going to be. Like, I've never tried really songwriting before. I've never tried just like producing my own thing before. And so it's just kind of this big experiment, and I'm not, like our things are kind of the day when things are more normal than not is kind of like in sight, and my fall is starting to fill up with Delamay gigs and even later in the summer. And so that's very much, that's very much like, I like that. I like being a mandolin player in a band very much. But I'll be glad that this is out in the world. And I think it's certainly, I think that people who have followed me and know me well will just like be like, yep, this is Maddie's record. This makes sense. I feel like there's just like a lot of references to things that are important to me, and yeah, it's kind of a strange, I don't really know what style it ended up being, kind of like indie hipster country. I don't even know, but I'm excited for people to hear it, I guess, and also terrified. And yeah, so that's where it's at. It's I have some rough mixes of it. I'm going to be mixing it with my friend, engineer, producer Mike over the coming months, and then I'll have someone master it. I have some folks in mind, but I haven't approached that yet. And I imagine I'll put it out on Bandcamp and the usual streaming places as well. But I would think that maybe by the fall it could be something that comes out. And I'm really, like I said, I'm trying to put it out so that it's out there and people know about it, but then do the least amount after that.
Just put it out and be done with it. Like, that happened, that was a thing.
Put it out, and and then see what happens, and see, and if anything, I really enjoyed producing it, and I would not be upset if it led to more producing kind of roles. Because I just have a lot of ideas all the time for like what to do with a song, I feel like. And so it's just so fun to just like get the chance to just be like, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And that's the most fun for me. So I don't really know, but it's been it definitely, the Iguana Fund was the thing that like pushed it over the edge of like, is this going to happen? Because I kind of,
Issa Burke said something very similarly. She
Yeah.
also applied and got a grant for a solo project of hers, because she's, you know, always really focused on Lulu Wiles, and so being able to have someone push her and be like, now you have to do it.
yeah, exactly. Well, it's like, that's what I applied for. So, and when I feel like when I applied for it, it was like, well, I guess it could be this, like, and then it's like, well, I guess I have to make a record. So,
Awesome. Well, we're gonna get a taste of what we're going to hear on that record, maybe out this fall. So you've got a few songs for us.
yeah, I think I'm going to play, I've got a few songs, but I think only one of them will be an actual song from the record.
All right.
As Gabriella was saying, it's like, so playing solo is so weird, and it's just hard to figure out what works. And especially all these songs that I made for the record, I've only performed them on the record. They've never existed in any other space, and I haven't even really worked out how to do them. So one of the songs kind of felt a little obvious to me that it could be doable, so I'll do that, and I'll introduce the other stuff as I do it.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. Take it away, Maddie.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought I'd start, I don't, like I said, I don't work up solo material that often, so it tends to recycle itself. So I'm going to start with kind of a tune that's pretty old at this point, and I've played at a number of solo gigs, but it's been a while. And this is called Station Caviar. Yeah, the gas station caviar. Thank you, folks. I'm not looking at a screen that tells me when anyone is commenting, but I will assume there are many of you and that you're commenting very positive things. So, yeah, I'm gonna play a song now. That's from my record, and yeah, and I don't sing very much as I as I said, so um, I won't apologize for it, but just a fair warning. Um, and this is a song that I think is maybe the happiest song on my record, and it's about a character from the show Mad Men named Ida Blankenship, and it's called Astronaut. So, and on this track, actually, we had Sean Trishka come in and play drums. We had Sean come in and play drums on 3 tracks, and so this is kind of one of the most filled out tracks, and there's kind of a quasi reggae bass line, but it's not that, hopefully. And just a lot of other stuff going on. So here's the very stripped down version. She's an astronaut. What it takes is what she's got. She'll escape the atmosphere in here. It's stifling. Nothing's gonna bring her down. Crash back in this made-up town. She took off and now she's on her way to better things. She set out to find a world where she could speak her mind. Quiet place to sleep at night. Found a job pressing buttons. It all turned out to be an alien society, patriarchal colony. She's of the highest order. She's an astronaut. What it takes is what she's got. She'll escape the atmosphere in here. It's stifling. Nothing's gonna bring her down. Crash back in this made-up town. She took off and now she's on her way to better things. She's not afraid to say she might be lost, and that's okay. Always finds another way. You'll never see her worry. 100 billion stars, obscured by lights of passing cars. Blindness and the ether had me down, and then I got the goggles. She's an astronaut. What it takes is what she's got. She'll escape the atmosphere in here. It's stifling. Nothing's gonna bring her down. Crash back in this made-up town. She took off and now she's on her way to better things. Yeah, there it was. She's an astronaut. Um, yeah, wow. That was the first performance of that song, first performance of any song I've ever written, I think. So there's that. I'm going to follow it with a song that I think is pretty obviously good and it's not written by me. It's written by Randy Newman, and it's really sad and it's really pretty. And uh, and hopefully it works. And it's called Marie. Thank you so much, everyone who's tuned in, and thank you so much to the Iguana Music Fund. It's really kind of been a really meaningful thing to me, and let me kind of explore a really new area of my musicality. So I'm really grateful for that and honored to be a recipient. So here is Randy Newman's Marie. You look like a princess the night we met, with your hair piled up high. I can never forget. Drunk right now, baby, but I gotta be. Never could tell you what you mean to me, but I loved you the first time I saw you, and I always love you, Marie. You're the song the tree sings when the wind blows. You're a flower, you're a river, you're a rainbow. Sometimes I'm crazy, but I guess you know. I'm weak and I'm lazy, and I hurt you so. And I don't listen to a word you say. And when you're in trouble, I turn away. But I loved you the first time I saw you, and I always will love you, Marie. Loved you the first time I saw you, and I always will love you, Marie. There it was.
Yeah, Maddie Whitler with some a brand new song that no one has ever heard before.
That's true.
And some other lovely mandolin stuff. Yeah, you can catch Maddie, hopefully, on tour with Delamay this fall. And keep an eye out. So you don't have really your own website or anything yet, but you're going to create your own Bandcamp when you have the album come out.
That's true. That
And
is
people
for sure.
people will be able to find you over there. Thank you so much for sharing brand new music with us tonight.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Oh, goodness. We were the first people to hear that. That's amazing. I love that. Those are the little moments that I love about these showcase nights. In addition to getting to see new sides to artists that we've known for years, like with Maddie, who we've known through some bluegrass bands, now kind of trying her own hand at solo stuff. Iguana also introduces me to some new artists who haven't played Passim before, but are in the greater Boston community. And so I'm excited to bring you down to Roxbury now and welcome Nate Nix to the stage. Hey, Nate.
What's up? How's it going?
Good. Hello from Alston.
Yes. Shout out Alston.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Can you tell us a bit about the concept album that you got a grant for?
Yes. So not too long ago, I dropped this album, which is called Human Guile. And shout out to the Iguana Fund and Club Passim just for allowing me to be a recipient for this grant and allowing me to create this project and bring it to life. Is a concept album really exploring the nuances of this phenomenon known as double consciousness, and really exploring that and examining that through my lens as an artist, and also as a black man, and maneuvering through this album through the vehicle of a stage production. So there's a lot of layers, a lot of multiplicity to it, but that's the project, Human Guile.
So the album itself is out. Have you managed to stage a production of it? Is that part still in the works? How's that going?
Yes, that part is still in the works. We're putting together right now, or hopefully putting together a series of music videos and a short film that encompass the stage, kind of like elements of it, as well as the more of the nuanced elements that we might experience in our real lives and everyday lives as like black people. So it's in the works for sure. We're putting together the script right now. It's almost finalized. Should actually be finalized within the next 2 weeks, hopefully. But once that's finished, then it's moving forward. But we did drop a music video for it that kind of like gives it that theatrical feel off rip. The music video for one of the songs I'm actually going to perform tonight called Attaboy. It's out now.
Awesome. So how did you choose the folks that you were going to work with for this project? Like, how much of it are you doing yourself? How much did you need to pull from your community to bring this all together?
That's a good question. I really feel like for this project in particular, the folks that I worked with on it like chose me. Felt like everything kind of came together in a way that felt very organic and natural, where I wasn't like, this is like the specific voice that I hear on this track, or this isn't, who I expect to direct this music video. But it was really like people volunteering to do these things and like, almost like summoning themselves. It was so strange, it was so surreal, but it was really dope. And a lot of these people are like close friends and people that I work with on the frequent. So being able to work with them and bring this vision to life is something that I'm just like always appreciative for and always grateful for. So it was really dope. But I think it was less of a choosing process for me and more so just like everything fell into place, which is really dope. From the features to even like the engineer that I work with, Josh over at Phoenix Down Studios. He he just ran into each other at an event and he was like trying to work. I was like, let's do it. You know what I mean? And it was really dope.
Amazing. Yeah. So it sounds like it all just happened really organically. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Well, you have a few songs for us tonight. Are they all from that project?
Yes.
Awesome. I will get out of your way. Please welcome Nate Nix.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. Shout out HK. You know what I mean? Got the bag on me. I'm about to take it off though, because I don't want it on my neck while I'm performing. You know what I mean? News vibes. Not feeling that. But yeah, shout out HK. About to dive into this. This is called Human Guile Set 1. That's what I call it. Something light, but I hope you enjoy. Yo, this is the first track from the project, opening track. This is called Streetlight Symphonies. Darkest days, brightest nights, cries for help, show you right. We've been tired all our lives. Yeah, Let me take you back to summertime 2015, where any other time I would have found a reason to be. And hopelessness was like the theme, a reoccurring motif. Or was that energy, the imagery I needed to see? I left the house a couple times a week. Nothing was exciting, so I tried to get 12 hours sleep a day to pass the time and started vibing with my writing more. Saw the fam like once a week. Windows open, shots galore, and screams echoing down the street. College round the corner, but in fact around my corner wasn't safe. If it wasn't shells or casings, it was blaze where kids would play, and that was life. We heard sirens of plenty, violence and envy, streets and caskets full of bodies, and our hearts to be empty. It goes darkest days, brightest nights, cries for help. Show you right, we've been tired all our lives, living, losing under lights. I said darkest days, brightest nights, cries for help. Show you right, we've been tired all our lives. Yeah. And in the fall, my first semester impressive. Still it left a sour taste of the future in mouths of my first oppressor. 17, but the mental was heavy. I felt them days getting blurry. I saw my consciousness sending. I didn't sleep to get them grades I didn't need and wouldn't keep. And yeah, my mom was proud of me, but for myself, I saw reprieve from the paler among us. I felt they glares and they hunger, like they missed being gathered around them branches they hung us. They turned around and saw some inconvenience being around us. I turned around and saw them torches being mentally stuck between the silence and sacrifice of my voice so I could blend in with them, and them sirens and screams colliding. Once I'm home in the end, it goes darkest days, brightest nights, cries for help. Show you right, we've been tired all our lives, living, losing under lights. I said darkest days, brightest nights, cries for help. Show you right, we've been tired all our lives, living, losing under lights. We wear the mask that grins and lies, hides our teeth and leaves us blind, till our last is crooked smiles, while torture bleeding hearts compile. We wear the mask that grins and lies, hides our teeth and leaves us blind, till our last is crooked smiles, while broken bleeding hearts compile. We wear the mask that grins and lies, hides our teeth and leaves us blind, till our last is crooked smiles, while tortured bleeding hearts compile. Yo, like I said before, I go by the name of Nate Nix. This track called Streetlight Symphony is off of the Human Gal album, out now. Check it out if you have a chance. Yo, I wish I had $1 million to my name, and if I did, I'd probably spend it on a jacket, couple caskets, and a plane, and some other stuff I don't really need, so I can flee from all them traumas and them problems that I probably won't escape. You see, I made a promise to our Father not to load the heart until I passed away. But today could be that day, so I pray for this cycle of violence and wicked riots, the finest way to end is some silence before them sirens divide us, indecisive over brotherhood. Our brother's hood is gone, ain't no hooded justice coming, ain't no trusting in the law, ain't no fighting for reform, we just fighting service pawns. I seen them running bright as summer with a leash up on their dog, in our city where the better best to trade them for they gone. We been pushed, shoved and transferred just so they can mow their lawn, still we murder one another just to say it on a song. Just revenge and hatred spewing through our veins, it flows along. Might be wrong, but disaster's all we saw, that's all we're taught. There ain't no loving in the streets, the hood won't love us till we on. The white man passed the policies, the black man always take the fall, and the boys crack down to we're deceased. Apparently 6 feet to we belong. The kids told straps and hate police told straps and hate us all. With the violence all of us have seen, eventually no peace left in the heart. See, it's racial violence, guns providing streetlight symphonies, lost in silence. Keep your mouth shut and hope to God it's not you next to that candlelight, and no standing by it. Wrong place, wrong time, your mask won't hide their racial bias. Ain't no crime, just lack of whiteness, so pick your poison. Good luck surviving like sheesh. Yeah, pick your poison. Good luck surviving. Pick your poison. Good luck surviving. Darkest days, brightest nights, cries for help. Show you right, we've been tired all our lives, living, losing under lights. Lights. Dearly departed. Dearly departed. I hope you're happy now. Look what you started. This track called Attaboy, off the album Human Guile, out now. Shout out Club Passim, the Iguana Fund Grant. You already know how we rockin'. Yo. Dearly departed, I'm show running and starting to blow hundreds. Larger than foes stunting, smarter than most coming. Becoming so cold-blooded, pardon the soul, but it's tarnished and so blunted. Garnished and gold-studded. Louboutin, noose is nothing new to eyes. Niggas seeking truth and lies, taught to simply euthanize. Niggas call it wild, call it nuts. Been a child, been a mutt. So the man in the reflection of the mirror, I don't trust what? Distorted self-love, destroyed itself, They wanted a Morpheus, calm and laborious son. God-fearing but never scared of approaching the sun, so they can watch him fly close enough to burn in the nun. Smiling, cheesing harder than Wheezy Carter when lean is brought up. Breathing part of the smoking dream, he don't even bother achieving. He caught up and leaving his heart on sleeveless armor. And breaching protocol, this 87 overall is rapidly declining. Performance varies daily, I hope they choose to wave him, for I'm far too gone for saving and delay with all them payments. They care about the latter more than mental states and scattered wars. Holla back, attaboy. Yeah, 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 yeah. They fetishizing all these black demises. Fetishizing all our black demises. Fetishizing all our, yeah, 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 yeah. Fetishizing all these black demises. Time passing by. Every second, every minute, every hour of every day. Just doesn't stop. It just keeps going. It never ends. I can't stop it. There's nothing I can do. It's just. Oh my God. There's no saviors. There's no saviors. I done lived the struggle, I've been through it, and make my way up, but I'm hopeful I can do it. Once I turn this misery to sorrow into music, I'ma shake the game up, watch me shake the game up, right? I pour my soul in every flow, I lay fluidly, all for fame, and if I make it, this the eulogy. And I want it, but I want what it could do to me. Nah, that's how I'm thinking usually. Thoughts are racing, hearts are pacing quick, off your wave and on to taking risks. Incarceration, on probation, miss, and ain't no saviors to save us. Cross your heart and hope to make a hit. Fall apart, lost your honor quick. Rocked your jaw, dropped your ball and quit, and ain't no saviors to save us. Yeah. No saviors, no saviors. I done been plagued by this hatred, this anger, from dreams of enslavement, my shade and my flavor, to seeing the same present day. When I wake up, I said, no saviors, nah, ain't no saviors. See, I done been plagued by this hatred, this anger, from dreams of enslavement, my shade and my flavor, to seeing the same present day. Yeah. I dream of flinging my arms wide in white sun faces, claiming independence from you raw-hide racists. Patience ever present, though it's fading right past every last Caucasian name and shade on my cast. I think to myself like, man, so won't you please see this black boy for everything I can be? This plea, I guarantees lay facetiously, though it's outweighing my positive thoughts 1 to 3. Sheesh, I often think of being black. I know oppression more than anything I've seen. In fact, it's like I'm worthless, working, worry about purpose when I could've birthed since birth. Tomorrow not certain. I dream of flying and I ain't got my wings, Lord, I'm trying. Defying all this violence with the silence of my iris. I can capture portraits with the blink of just an eyelid till you find me on that island next to Pac, shooting black arrows at this league we forgot. Ain't gonna be easy once they see me at the top. See, we already better than more than half of this settlement, dog. My pain been irrelevant, for this diction was eloquent. They don't hear me though. See, cause I done lived the struggle, I've been through it. Ain't make my way up, but I'm hopeful I can do it. Once I turn this misery to sorrow into music, I'ma shake the game up. I'm gonna shake this game up, y'all. I pour my soul in every flow, I lay fluidly, all for fame, and if I make it, this the eulogy. And I want it, but I want what it could do to me. That's how I'm thinking usually. Thoughts are racing, hearts are pacing quick. Off your wave, on the taking risk. Incarceration, on probation, miss. And ain't no saviors to save us. Cross your heart and hope to make a hit. You fall apart, lost your honor quick. Rocked your jaw, dropped your ball and quit. And ain't no saviors to save us. No, 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 no. Ain't no saviors to save us. I know why. Ain't no saviors to save us. I think, yeah. I hope, I pray. I dream, but ain't no saviors to save us. Ain't no saviors to save us. Yeah. Knicks again, flowing till the story hits the end. I know I'm a nuisance when I'm losing to my sins, and I lose my sense every time I put to use my pen. Who am I writing for? Myself, my friends, or the fans? Who to me are really wanting the same? I hope you're still around when I'm really running the game. I hope my uncle's proud and I'm living up to his name. And I can help my mom if she ever drops a cane on the floor. Hand it right back with my hand on her back, leading her through the doors of the brand new palace she designed from the floors. Boy, I'll smile while I say it's all yours, cause I seen this scene before. Every time I close my eyes, I imagine I'm worth more. Still I rise and shine, no remorse. If I don't stay woke, then I'll be off course. Of course. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. It all felt so personal. Wow. I can't imagine hearing that with like a whole production around you as well. I cannot wait to see the finished product.
Thank you. It's going to be dope, man. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah. So folks, check out this link. We also dropped it in the chat, so it's easy to click on. There are a couple videos already out. You can check out Human Guile and keep an eye out. Go follow Nate on the social so you can see when more pieces of this come out. But we are thrilled to have been able to support you in this project, and thank you so much for performing for us tonight.
Most definitely, yo. Thank you.
Awesome. Good night, Nate. Oh. See, new people to Passim too. We got some of our old favorites and some brand new friends. I'm not even sure where to go from that. Ooh, goodness. For those of you who aren't very familiar with the Iguana Fund, we have been supporting folks since 2008 through this fund, and it's one of the really exciting things for me now that I've been with the fund for a few years is to be able to see where people grow after, out of this fund, hopefully through the help of development through the grants that they receive. For instance, early in the Iguana Music Fund, we granted funds to folks such as Ifo Donovan and Lake Street Dive and Della May when they were getting started, Oompa a few years ago as well. It's just really exciting to see where artists are and think about where they might be. So some of the artists that you see tonight might be the next big thing, because we are able to help support them in their new endeavors. So keep your eyes out. Follow these folks. And just as a reminder, this is just a sampling of the people that were awarded grants just this year. We gave out 24 grants last year. And if you go to passim.org/iguana, you can see all of the recipients, not just from this year, and a nice little Spotify playlist of music from recipients this year, but also for all 13 years of the Iguana Music Fund, you can go back and see who has been supported, and different community projects, different bands, different acts that have been supported through Iguana. All right, moving on for tonight, we have another artist who applied for a solo project, and I believe this is her first solo endeavor. I am happy to welcome Mari Campbell.
Hi, Abby.
Hey, Mari.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Happy that you could join us. You just recently moved around in Canada, but you will be joining us back in the States after COVID ends. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Canada is calling my name right now, but yeah, I'm sure Boston will be calling me back again soon.
Awesome. So tell me about this project that you applied for. It's a solo harp album, and why? I mean, aside from quarantine and solo things were the easiest to produce, why did you want to make a solo album?
Yeah, well, I've been kind of dreaming about making a solo record for a few years now. It's going to be my first endeavor under my own name, as I've kind of mostly worked as a collaborator and also side musician for the past few years. And I think COVID really provided this time in which I could sort of rediscover the harp for myself, and also kind of receive comfort and inspiration from playing music alone, because it was really the only choice. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the music that I was exploring were really a lot of tunes that I've known for a long time, or kind of half knew from my childhood. Lots of Gaelic song melodies mostly, and going back into the archives, especially of the School of Scottish Studies, and exploring these recordings, a lot of which were made in kind of the 40s and the 50s of mostly female tradition bearers from Skye, where I'm from, and then also the islands of Uist and Barra, which is where my dad and his people are from. So yeah, that and so that's kind of all come together into this solo harp project.
Yeah, that's awesome. So where are you at in the process? Have you recorded? Are you still figuring out how you're gonna produce it? What's going on?
Yeah, I haven't recorded yet. I've I think the music's all there, and but yeah, early stages right now. But yeah, close to the recording stages, and then after that, the whole production will happen.
Yeah, all the other business that comes after that.
All the stuff.
Yeah. Are there going to be any songs in this project? Is it all tunes?
It's going to be all instrumental, although all the music, pretty much all the music it does come from song melodies. So there are words for all of the songs, but I won't be singing them. It's just all instrumental interpretations. Yeah, that I've created of these old songs.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. And are you hoping to kind of tour on this album when touring becomes viable again?
Yeah, I've started, especially in the last year, to play more solo across the internet waves. And so hopefully once there's more stuff in person, I'll continue to explore some solo shows and some solo touring as well.
Awesome. Great. Well, you put together a video for us of a few tunes. Thank you so much for joining us and for being part of our showcase tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Abby. It's such an honor, and it's really such an amazing support from the Iguana Grant and from Passim. And I'll just talk about the tunes that I'm going to play for a second.
Yeah,
I start off with a couple of jigs. The first one I learned from two amazing tradition bearers who were recorded in the 40s and 50s, Maddie or Nian Aundra Nahari Molly from South Uist, and Kate McDonald or Ben Archie. Some jigs, and then a beautiful old song from Barra it's really a heartbreaking song called "The Lad with the Golden Hair," and then finally a set of Gaelic dance tunes. So I hope you enjoy.
Great. I'm sure that we will. Thank you so much, Mari.
Thanks so much.
makes me so happy. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Mari, for putting that video together for us.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, and thanks for putting up with all my technical difficulties today, Abby.
Oh, that is totally fine. Totally fine. You're coming from a long ways away, which maybe makes a difference. Oh, and she's gone. Well, apparently the internet is not as strong as we would hope in British Columbia. If you would like to check out Mari's music, you can do so right down here, maricampbell.com. And while you're waiting for this solo music to come out that she was talking about, also check out her amazing duo with fiddler Jenna Moynihan, and also with her band, the Aerialists. She's got a lot of music out there, and soon some solo stuff. It's going to be great. Thank you, everyone who is tuned in, who is still tuned in. We have brought you 4 different acts tonight, and now moving on to our 5th and final act of our showcase for the 2020 Iguana Music Fund recipients. We're coming back home a bit. We're coming back to Somerville, I believe, and with Sophia Bell and Forrest Pettengill. Here is Home Despot.
Hey.
Hey, folks. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing awesome. So you both have headphones on, right? Great. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't want to like talk about Forrest if he couldn't hear me, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't shit talk now, but
Okay. All right.
later is fine.
All right. Sure. Yeah. So, so Home Despot. First of all, A+ name choice. Absolutely love the band name. So Sophia, tell us a bit about the EP that you applied for.
Yeah. So yeah, first off, thank you so much to Passim and the Iguana Fund for funding this. It's gonna be not only the debut project of Home Despot, but it's also gonna be my debut project. Yeah, will you go back to the... Thanks. Sorry, our video just turned up. And I felt like I was talking to a DAW. Yeah, so this is the debut project of both me as a musician and of this project. It's going to be a 7-song EP, and it's going to be a mix of older songs that we had previously played as a band before the pandemic, and of a couple of songs that I wrote during the pandemic that I only recently brought to the band and will be premiered on this EP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I know that you do a lot of kind of social justice work in your personal life. I'm assuming that you're bringing this to this EP as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of the music that I make, and I mean I think all of the music that I make has political themes in it. Not necessarily like explicit protest songs, but I feel that politics saturates sort of every facet of our lives, and it's hard to avoid having dialogue about those things in my art. And yeah, so in this EP, like, I guess it's a mix of more explicit songs, anti-gentrification songs. As someone who grew up in Somerville, it's a issue that hits close to home, and a lot of songs about sort of like personal revelations that I had during isolation about the grind and like what we've lost and what I've gained and all of that. So yeah, it's definitely prominent.
Mm-hmm. So besides you and Forrest, who else is a part of this project?
Yeah, we have, so Forrest and I are sort of the staple. We kind of go through drummers depending on who's available and who's around. In this upcoming EP, we're working with a drummer who's played with us live before, Jackson Folk Logan, who is incredible, like one of the best drummers that I've ever heard in my life. But he moved to Colorado to work on his doctor degree because he's also really talented at that. I know, some people are just Renaissance men, and we think that we're going to be having him record drums remotely at a studio in Colorado. Whereas we've been doing a lot of the work here, tracking at record company, and running some demos in Forest's house as well.
Great. Well, we're glad to hear that you're still able to kind of make these collaborative projects, even though things are still pretty locked down. And of course, this is about your music, but I just want to give a special shout out to Forrest, who also received an Iguana grant a couple years ago to, what was it, to help purchase a bass or fix a bass?
Yes, it was to purchase a bass.
To purchase a bass, and that bass will make a special guest appearance later in this set. So I'm going to hand things off to you. Please take it away, Home Despot.
Thank you so much, Abby. What's up? Are we good? Cool. It's a feeling you get on a starless night. It's the streets blood red from the glow of a lone stoplight. It's a last cigarette ahead of an AM flight. You were born to this world like a knife to a gunfight. When you left, all the teeth in my head turned into graphite. And the words that they made eat away at the stage like termites. I don't always say what I mean, but lately I've been thinking all about our own extinction, baby. Cause I dwell in the bittersweet, my brother's in the nursery. I always dream but cannot see a day or two in front of me, and written on the tree trunk bark a song that isn't half as smart, but as far as its contents go, I loved it all more than you know, and much like the first snowfall, I'm there and then I'm gone again. Now I finally understand that I am no more than the sound of waves on sand. Do you know it's possible to get more guitar in the cool things? Sorry, one sec. Good. All right, cool. Yeah, these two first songs are actually the first songs on the EP.
Find me in the other room.
quick switcheroo, and the great bass reveal. All right, this is actually a cover of an old Yiddish song called "The Loi Polizei," and it's a modern interpretation by Jeff Berner. Well, I've played a lot of places, and I'll play them all again. Everywhere I go, I hear the same old thing again. Somebody dies in police custody. Soon there are questions from the family. Well, at first the situation makes the lawmen look so filthy, so they investigate themselves, and it turns out that they're not guilty. Hey, hey, the loi polizei, it means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of your houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. For an open can of Miller. The video at the station house somehow got erased, but the bull was there so we can know exactly what took place. He said the boy jumped on his back, but the cop was quick instead, so he reached around and shot him in the back of the head. Well, Constable Kessler would not demonstrate just how this thing was done. If you think that it's impossible, the coroner's not alone. Well, hey, hey, the loi polizei, it means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of your houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. Stuff that happens there that just don't happen nowhere else. Healthy people dying from a sudden heart attack. Men who hang themselves with their arms tied behind their back. Well, there's lots of good and brave police, it must be true, I guess. It's brave to sit with a murderer sipping coffee by your desk. Well, hey, hey, the loi polizei, the loi samode braviet, prase, out of your houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. Thank you so much to Club Passim and the Iguana Fund. We're really excited to show you guys what we're going to make with it. So thank you.
Well, I'm glad that was the last song of the night because nothing's going to follow that. That's showstopper. There you go. Thank you folks so much for coming and playing for us. And when can we expect to see the new EP out on the Bandcamp?
Yeah, so we're currently in the process of recording. My hope is that it'll be done by the end of the summer at the latest. And then we're going to talk about releasing it, and depending on how the world is and whether we're allowed to play in venues or being to tour with it, maybe.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, folks,
Thank
in
you
the
so much.
meantime, yeah, you can go follow them at their Bandcamp page so that you can see when new music drops over there. Also, go follow them on their Instagram if you want to see some current stuff. Thank you, folks, so much for performing for us tonight.
Thank you, Abby, and all of the other performers were like so amazing. Such an honor to be included in this bill. Thank you.
Of course. Have a good night. That's Sophia and Forrest of Home Despot. Closing us out for tonight, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for sticking with us through this evening. As I said before, this is just a sampling of the grantees from just this past year, and we've been doing this for 13 years now. So if you'd like to see more projects and more artists that have been supported through the Iguana Music Fund, you can go to passim.org/iguana. You can check out this stream again if there was anyone that couldn't make it. If you think there's a friend that would enjoy this, please share this with them. This video will stay up on the Iguana page. You can also see a Spotify playlist of last year's recipients, and you can see all the recipients from our past 13 years of support through the Iguana Music Fund, along with little blurbs about their projects, so you can see what they've been working on. Thank you. Just incredible thanks to our donors who support the Iguana Music Fund every year, who came to us and helped us begin this and helped us continue it year after year. And thank you to all the donors at Passim. All of you, if you would like to make a donation to tonight, you can go to passim.org/iguana. We're suggesting a $10 donation for the show tonight. An incredible lineup worth much more than $10. But if you can give more, that's fantastic. If you give $50 or more tonight, we will send you a very lovely, safe, and stylish Passim face mask. And if you can give less, or if you can't give anything at all, that is totally fine. We want you here. We want you to enjoy this show, and we would love if you would share this with some of your friends. Follow the artists that we have featured tonight. Go check out some of the artists that we haven't. And if you are an artist yourself, or you know one who is based in New England, keep an eye out this fall. September 1st through October 15th is when the next batch of applications will open for the Iguana Music Fund this winter. And we will be giving out another $40,000 this year and next year and for many years to come, hopefully. So thank you all for your support. Thank you for paying attention, and go support these artists. Have a good night.